Welcome back to Welsh Miniature Ball Gamer, and today we're going to have a look at my first ever 3D printed miniatures that I've bought. So this is from Sundered Studios, so that's the people who printed them up for me, and Highland Miniatures are the manufacturer, the people who supplied the 3D print, like the actual designs, and these are the zombies from Highland Miniatures range. So first look, this is, like I said, my first ever look at the resin miniatures that I have bought that someone's printed up for me. I have had 3D printed miniatures before, but they've been FDM printed miniatures, which I've just printed up on my FDM printer. And really the difference is light and day. These are so crisp and clean, you can't even compare them really to the ones that I've printed up. Now I really like that this is a mixture of like townsfolkish zombies and like militia style zombies. So some of them are wearing armor and some of them are wearing more, townsfolky. This one's in stocks. And like I said, they're really clean looking. I can't really see many supports, if any, and there's no real slips or mistakes in what they've printed up. So yeah, really nice work from Sundered Studios, the people who printed them up for me. Now, as for the design, like I said, they're lovely looking designs. There's enough variations which they don't look like they're Zombicide miniatures, where everything's kind of the same, but with slight differences. These look like individual characters or going about their business before they were zombified. So here's another one of the militiamen. And then the butcher, and he's a bit more pox ridden. He's got like boils and what have you on him. So he's a bit more gross zombie, as opposed to this guy who's a bit more, just a dead guy moving around, etc. So it's nice that there's a bit of a variation in that aesthetic. So this guy here, he's using his sword as a cane because somebody's run off with his leg by the looks. And yeah, I like that. That's a nice thought. It's a bit of character, a bit of humour added to it almost. This one's a bit more zombicide, a more generic looking female zombie walking along. This one looks like a tavern keeper or something, and he's a bit more pox ridden again. He's got like his boils and blisters and what have you. It looks kind of shiny, so I'm wondering how well it's going to paint up, but we will soon see. So on to the painted, how I painted them up. So this is a few months later actually, I managed to paint them up, and this is the one that's kind of more generic female in like zombicide style. I really like her, she's really nice. You can see there's plenty of detail on her, and the folds in her dress and what have you. Yeah, they printed up really well, and the 3D files are absolutely gorgeous. Yeah, really like these. Definitely be buying more. And the paint actually went on really easily. I was a bit worried because it was quite shiny, the resin that it was on. But it looks like, yeah, it looks like it was meant to be painted on. So, yeah, I shouldn't really question when I don't know anything about it. So this guy in the stocks, he's a bit more of a character one, a bit more of a townsfolky. And here's another townsfolk one. But as you can see, they're really nice miniatures, really well proportioned. They look nice, and they took paint very well, as I was saying. This was the one I was saying was sort of like a bartender. He's a bit more of a pox-ridden looking dude, and he's carrying his little keg under his arm. There's lots of character to them, and I really like that. They're not just, one of 100, zombies that look the same. They look very different. So this is the militiaman one, and again he's got boils as well, but he's dragging his crossbow along and he's got his armor. It's nice that they've still got the remnants of who they were before they become zombies, and they've sort of like they haven't shook them off, etc. Like this poor bugger is still stuck in the stocks. He's got his list of crimes hanging around his waist. But unfortunately, of course, he hasn't been able to shake it off in his zombified state. So here's another one of the militia, and I painted him up to look rusty and what have you. Fill it with light now to try and get the light better on them. Yeah, so he's like wearing rusted armor. His arms, as you can see, has come off. It's nice that there's a little bone nub there, so it doesn't look like it just snapped. It does look like there was detail there. I really enjoy painting these miniatures. Can't really speak too highly of them. So here is the butcher, and as you can see, he's got his foot stuck in a bucket, which is quite funny. And he's got his boils and what have you all over him. Yeah, very yuck. Here's the one I was saying was using his sword as a walking stick. So yeah, suitably rusted up and really nice. I really like him. And somebody's just added insult to injury by sticking a knife in his back. And he's got his little knee joint there showing from his severed leg. So yeah, I really enjoyed these miniatures. I would really tell you, if you're on the lookout for some zombies, to try out Highland Miniatures Zombies, because they're really nice. And Sundered Studios seem to print them up really well. So until next time, it's goodbye from me, Welsh Miniature Board Gamer.